about the real. Talk a real topics, no facts. Talk a real shit and you know that. That's a fact. Chip, chat, and chill. Talk about the real. Talk a real topics, no that. Talk a real shit, know that. That's a fact. Chip, chat, and chill. Talk about the real. Talk whatever you want, whenever you want.
Thank you so much for joining me for Women's History Month live on Facebook. I'm glad to see you guys. You look beautiful.
You too.
As do you.
Thank
you so much for having us.
I'm so honored. Welcome everybody back to Chip Chat and Chill. Cheers to another kickback session of Millennial Perspective. This is where the millennial foodies come to unwind, unadult, retreat, share recess, laughter, and perspective. Tonight, we're linked up to celebrate the Woman Almighty. We had the dopest experience with our very first live in March 2021. And surprisingly, just being under 5 months, we reached over 1,000 people in the first 48 hours.
Nice.
Yay.
So I nearly got teary-eyed. I was not expecting that at all. I just wanted to have fun. And look what God did. So
right.
A year and 4 months later, we're back for Women's History Month again. So what other better way to celebrate and light up your timelines than to keep it going to 2022? I could think of no better occasion than to unite with feminine power and the icing on top, some of God's favorite human beings, the African woman and her descendants thereof. Hello.
Yes. Come on.
We give this earth light, flavor, joy, and life. Hello, somebody.
Amen. Hello.
So, here we are, taking up space. You're welcome. I'm so glad to be with my friends. We're going to have a part 1 and 2. This is part 1. So this is a special treat for the ladies attending tonight and myself. I just want to introduce everybody really quickly. One special woman is a mother, grandmother, and have just recently added a few producer credits to her resume with some upcoming projects people will see by the end of the year. I'm so freaking proud of you, Miss Jannine Bunn.
Hello,
welcome
everybody.
Back.
Thank you for having me back. I love being on Chip Chat and Chill. You know it. I love it.
Oh my gosh, you guys, if you were there for the very, 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 very first pilot episode of Chip Chat and Chill, you were able to see Jannine have a fun jam session with us for Halloween in 2020. That was 2020.
Yes.
Wow.
2020.
Thank you so much for coming back. I'm so glad to see you. I'm glad you're well. I'm too proud of you.
Thank you so much.
And alongside us as well tonight, we have a new face, but an old friend of mine. Oh my goodness. She is one very successful serial entrepreneur taking up bold space in the special events planning industry. She's killing the wife and mommy gang and looking good while doing so. Please welcome to the show for the first time, Miss Crystal Hutchinson.
Hi, y'all. Hello.
I am so proud of you, girl.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Look, I'm proud we made it out.
Listen, Let me tell y'all a fun fact. So I've known Crystal for as long as I've been a mother.
Oh, wow.
And then some. Yeah. She saved me. I'm not gonna cry. She saved me. Literally, she saved my life. She saved my son's life. We were both in a very toxic employment situation. It was horrible. And I swore I would never do that industry ever again. And I have not looked back since I left. But I was about 5 or 6 months pregnant with Junior. And she was making her grand exit. I said, where the hell you think you're going without me? So she gave me the 411. I applied. And boy, it wasn't the biggest sunshine deal, but it was a breath of fresh air. And it saved me from having, a high risk pregnancy and being so stressed out because that job was very, very stressful.
Wow.
But I want to openly thank you on this space in celebration of Women's History Month for being a bomb friend and looking out for me and my family and being so inspiring. You are definitely my Aquarius sister. We understand each other specifically in that lane. We're true Aquarians. So I just appreciate the things that you are doing in your personal life, in your professional life. I admire your journey and your story, and I'm glad to have been a little piece of it. And I'm glad to see you guys here. I'm ready to kick back. Y'all ready to have some fun?
Yes,
we're ready.
Thank you.
First thing I wanted to touch on just a little bit, because I do want to, in celebration of Women's History Month, I do want to touch on a few things. One thing in particular, my homeboy Desmond, shout out to him. He's not on tonight. Jannine, you met him the last time. You hear him on the show quite frequently. He's one of the co-hosts. He's another childhood friend I have known my whole entire life. We do pop culture grievances, but one thing that has gotten on my nerves is how the public makes it their, I don't inherit right, or they'd like to insert opinions on women's bodies. Mind your business. But you think your opinion is yours and God's business of what you think of my body.
Right.
But there were a couple things I wanted to address. I can't remember the name of the young lady. She received an award and she was giving her acceptance and thank yous and things like that. And she made some type of comment, I'm paraphrasing, but about Venus and Serena Williams. Everybody loves to poke fun and joke or, make them a spectacle because of their bodies. First of all, they look good as hell.
Right.
Stop being a hater.
Beyonce put her and put Serena in her video, like, because she's so bad. So
thank
you.
Right.
Thank you. Give honor to the Black woman. Right. But she made a comment like basically saying that you can, be great in your lane and in your industry, but you don't have to compete with men. We can compete with who the hell we want to. Mind your business.
Right.
But things like that.
Right. You don't have to single that out. You can just let it be what it is. If you're going to be great, you could be the greatest of all time. And that could be male or female.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Rihanna's pregnant. I heard, a radio host comment during his interview with Lil Boosie recently talking about, I was so disappointed she didn't get married first. Okay, it's 2022.
Right. Who are you, her father? Like, and then her womb and
her relationship,
her womb, her decision.
She's a whole billionaire with a B. She's a
billionaire. You think she's worrying about commenters talking about her? I mean, Rihanna show her belly all day. Like, she's not worrying about nobody.
She's proud to be pregnant. She's beautiful. She's happy. Mind your business.
Mind it, please. Another billionaire with a B that got flack when they were pregnant. Remember when Beyonce was pregnant with the twins?
Mm-hmm.
Did she get a lip job? Can y'all shut up?
But at the same time, it's kind of like, and if I did, as a matter of fact, if I do get something and you don't come to me with kind words, you may not want to hear what come out of my mouth. Even though I'm a Christian woman, I know how to use my tongue where I don't have to cuss you out. So you should be very mindful about what you say. I don't have that. People don't come to me and say ignorant stuff. People tell me about ignorant stuff because I guess I'm only 5'3", so I know you may not know, but I'm really like 6 foot. Like people don't come to me with crazy things, but when I do hear it every once in a while, it's kind of like, excuse me. Like I think that we as women need to start addressing it right then and there. Because sometimes we don't, because we don't want to be looked at as being angry, or want to be looked at as like not being tactful or knowing when to say things. Like when we was younger, if you acted up at a certain store, you got put in your place in a certain store. So sometimes you might need to come out your face a little bit to ask people, well, what did you mean by that? I have a good friend. He says that, like, if we're talking and it's something that's unclear to him, it's not disrespectful. It's just, what did you mean by that? Because now you have to elaborate more. So now if I say, you look a little bigger than last week, what do you mean by that?
Right.
So that means that you already know if Black people ask you to say it more than once, the
second time means we might really mean to say that out loud, or was that for yourself and your own thoughts?
The first time was grace. The second time may be mace. I don't know. Right. You might want to watch which one you want, sis.
And for me,
I'm reactionary. I have to say, watch your tone, because I say that all the time. Watch your tone, buddy.
And I'm not combative. I'm not confrontational, but I'm a very reactionary person. So the vibe that I receive is the vibe and the energy you're going to get back in return. Mm-hmm. Point blank, period. Other than that, I'm the kindest, sweetest, giving person you ever want to meet. But we're not going to be disrespectful, and we're not going to come out of our neck sideways. And I can check you very politely as well. I don't have to say a curse word to you.
Ken, God is still working on me in that area. I take notes from Jannine's book.
Amen.
Some days are better than others.
I can say one thing.
Luck of the draw.
Being small, I think people don't pay attention. So when you're bigger, like Lizzo, I'll use her for example because she's a mainstream artist. Mm-hmm. She does things and you will either hear good or bad. You don't really hear in between. You either hear like, oh my gosh, she's doing her thing. Like, self-love is the best love. Or you hear she too big to be wearing that. It's two different things. But when you're small, people think that you always get complimented, and you don't. You get things like, oh, you don't eat, or oh, girl, who had them babies for you? Or oh, girl, did you push him out? Or oh, girl, like you don't eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Or what size you wear? 00. First of all, if I came on any platform and start dogging out big women, y'all better know they're gonna try to cancel me for life. My children are gonna be canceled, my grandchildren are gonna be canceled. But people do not think about you can be hurtful to anyone. So we should always be mindful, whether somebody's short, tall, big, small, big feet, little feet, big boobs. Sometimes some women don't feel comfortable with that. A shapely body. Not all women before these BBLs, some women I knew were very shapely, and they would tell me like, Crystal, you don't want this body, girl. I feel like everybody, men want me for my body. Women look at me and hate on me immediately. I'm not getting looked at as a person. So even with being small, we still have the same thought processes. I still to this day, people over 40, like 45, let me say not over 40, I say about 45, they literally will say anything to me. They be, oh, girl, look, if it turns sideways, you might disappear. Or, girl, I done got all types of stuff. Girl, at our old job, one time we went to a Christmas event, and I have very high self-esteem, and I can take a lot. But that day I had wore something that was a little different for me. I was a bondage dress. Those bondage dresses, you got to have body. Yes. So I was like, I got a little body. I can wear this, right? My husband like, yeah, you can wear that. And I'm like, okay. And somebody, Theresa, I don't mind saying her name, and I don't care if she see this. Theresa told me, she basically tore me out the frame, but kind of tried to joke about it. Like, basically, like, I was like too small to be wearing there. I look really skinny. And I'm thinking like, this woman is like 7 foot with this little Richard Bang, and she got the nerve to be talking about me. Shut up. That's what I really wanted to say. But I was like, she don't know all the jokes that we talk about in the office, so I'm gonna leave her be. But just to reiterate, sometimes we have to be mindful for all shapes and sizes. It's not just big girls. It's not just girls that got BBLs that's getting picked on. Like, just let people live the way they want to live. Like, if you want to be a kangaroo girl, go and be a kangaroo.
That's right. And I mean, I think in general, we could all take lesson and make a conclusion and say, you don't have to say everything you think.
No. Right.
As I teach my 10-year-old son, think before you say, think before you do. Because whether you are ill intent or good intent, there's going to be some rebuttal that comes after it. And you have to be prepared for that. And you may not be. You may say big words that are past your level of maturity that you ain't ready for. It can come with a price tag that is way out of your league and out of your price range.
You can't cash it.
Right.
From my experience, women who would say things like Theresa said to you, Crystal, are really projecting their own insecurities that she may not been able to pull that dress
exactly
off. You understand what I'm saying? So we got to look at that because, speaking of frames, I'm 5'10", a great 200 pounds. Hey.
Oh, so you a stallion.
I'm a
what they call a stallion.
I'm a whole stallion. I am a whole mega stallion.
Fully equipped.
And one of my insecurities was the size of my feet. I'm a tall woman. I'm taller than all my friends. I wore a size 10 until I got pregnant. Now I'm in an 11. Feet stayed done. And I used to be so ashamed because I had bigger feet. So one time somebody came to me and was like, girl, you got a big foot. What size shoe you wear? Proudly, I said an 11. Why? I never seen a woman wearing an 11. And guess what my response was? Well, baby, I got a whole lot of ass to kick. So I need these size 11s, okay?
That's what you be like, my bad, sister. I didn't mean it.
Right, my bad. Okay, love, thank you. I'm sorry. But yes, you gotta embrace your own insecurities, because if we embraced our own insecurities, we could always look at somebody that is rocking something we wouldn't and be like, you better go, girl. You rocking that dress. You slaying it. Because that's how I do. That's how I empower my girls.
Pay it forward and be receptive.
But how crazy would you look walking around with size 5 or 6 or 7 feet shoes? Your body look like it is just a rocking horse. Fall over. Like, you, girl. Now, if I wear a size 11, you gonna get off this live and be like, she too daggone small for them feet. but your body, it matches. And I think something,
That's
even
right.
with losing weight, I try to tell people, like, I'm not one to tell people I lose weight because I've been small my whole life. However, I do know that I still want to be healthy even as a small person,
Absolutely.
and I need to work out. I need to watch what I eat and being mindful of the things that get put in my body. But like you said, we have to just be positive. And I think with us as Black women, we should immediately go into a room full of Black women thinking of nothing but compliments. I don't care
Absolutely.
if she looked like she ain't had her hair done since The Color Purple came out. Did sister, you got nice shirts nice, you got a personality nice. Find something nice to say, because we already go through a lot just as women, period. So we don't need to be walking in a room feeling like, I don't know if these girls looking at me or what they saying or da 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 da. Like, personally, I ain't gonna lie, I've been out of that I don't care mode for like the longest, but there are women that are not, and it can spill over into your business world, and we can't do that. We can't be on top and then be worrying about the people that's below us, to be honest, because usually people that's talking trash is either somebody that's below you spiritually or below you financially. So either way, they still below you.
Right.
And the other key thing is, not only are they still below you, they're still watching.
Absolutely.
So they're watching you be active while they're being passive
Absolutely.
and common. So the other thing that brings me to is, I wanted to talk about freedom. Freedom to our generation isn't what freedom meant to our parents or their parents.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But I'm glad you said what you said, Crystal, because not even realizing it way back then, honestly, I have been the most free version of myself since I had the girls. And being a girl mom for the past 4 years has been so liberating. I had never even expected that, because I didn't even realize I needed to be free, or how in certain areas I could have been more open-minded as far as my own perspective and my personal outlook about myself. But Crystal has definitely always been, for the most part, I don't know, if she had any personal issues that I would have, but you have always been inspiring to be so free. And when I tell you, recently we sat down at a birthday dinner for me, and I told, my friends, I struggled with some toxic relationships, and one in particular, I didn't realize until way after the fact that that person was pretty narcissistic. But also, I realized some things about myself. And one thing, y'all know, I've never been a cocky, arrogant person. I have always been shy in rooms until I read the room. So I'm not boastful about anything. But when I say I don't care what anyone thinks about anything, it's taken long for me to completely be free of the opinions of people. And unfortunately, there are people in my life that are not free, and they are so concerned about appearance, they're so concerned about opinions, and they're so concerned with other people's outlook that they have projected that on me for so long. I didn't realize that.
Wow.
But to be free from that and not give a damn, oh God, it feel good.
It's so liberating.
So good.
I'm
Yes.
sure.
So liberating.
So I think for me, I just wanted to get you guys' perspective. What does freedom mean to you as a woman in this space in 2022? What does that mean for you? Jannine, you want to share?
Freedom for me just means the opportunity to make my own choices, walk in my own truth, and not worry about who's watching. You know the saying, dance like nobody's watching?
Yeah.
That's freedom to me. To know, yeah, somebody's looking. I might be being judged, but just like you said, Kia, you don't give a damn, because you're living your life for you. You're living your life for God. You're living your life to the best of your ability to make your own happiness and have your own self fulfillment. So
Exactly.
that is being free to me. I mean, just be in your own truth, no matter what it is. And of course, I'm going to add a little thing. Traveling is my ultimate freedom. That's my ultimate freedom. But, definitely to just walk in your own truth, no matter what anyone else is saying, doing, side-eyeing you, it doesn't matter. I'm going to still walk with my head up high and do me.
Yeah. Crystal, what about you?
I definitely agree with traveling. I love traveling. So because I feel like I had to learn how to be free years ago. It's always been in me, but I think that if I had to go by definition of it, is really being yourself and also not being afraid to change. Because sometimes we
Yes.
think that we find this change, we find a person, like we pick, like now, like, oh yeah, I'm better than I was at 18, I'm better than I was at 25, but oh, at 37, I'm the person I
Right.
need to be. And then if at 40 we change, it's like, oh no, like, am I going through a crisis? What's going on? The freedom to
Right.
change at any given moment, whether that's my hair, my
Absolutely.
body, my face, whatever it is, my job, my hobbies, or
Yeah.
picking up something that I may have never done before. We hold people to a standard at times, and I think it's unfair to say that people don't deserve the right to change. So I think that to me is the ultimate freedom, because you're never going to be the same person that you were. You're not even the same person you was yesterday. So,
Absolutely.
I think that that's the ultimate freedom.
I love
Absolutely.
that. I love that. Yeah. It definitely in the workplace, I see so many women being so free, and I see so many women inspiring not just themselves but their peers and other people around them to start making changes for themselves. If you don't feel like you fit in the same professional space anymore, you're inspired to do something different. You're going out and you're trying things new. I have so many people that have inspired me to step out and do chip chat and chill. Finally, this is a 4-year-old baby, and
Wow.
That's
finally
okay.
I waited till 2020 in the middle of a pandemic to finally launch it. And, Zakiya Media House was something that I think is about 8 or 9 years old now, but I really, really got the grit and the legs and the feet and the arms put together for it when the pandemic happened. But it's so many women like yourselves with me tonight that have just been, you know what? I don't want to do this no more. I'm going to be okay with doing this. Or, hair switches, or, trying different foods, whatever. I didn't like this color before, but I like it now. Things like that. I think
Right.
now that we're taking up space and doing things that we truly are passionate about, and we're not
Right.
settling anymore, it is so refreshing to see. I love that about women, because we're so multifaceted. We have so many gifts and talents, and we have so much to offer the world. When we don't settle for what people present to us, and we don't settle for the seats at their table, and we bring our own table, or we be the table in
Absolutely.
the space, I love it. I truly, truly love it.
Absolutely. And I want to just touch on this just to be personal really quickly. I know this is kind of off the cuff,
Sure.
but the change that you have to make starts with you. I
Yeah.
was in a 16-year relationship, toxic from
Mm,
start to finish. The father of my children, well, my youngest two. And I
mhm,
stayed because of the kids. And
mm,
as I'm growing, just like you said, Crystal, I wasn't the same woman when I met this man at 20. I was the same woman at 28. I was the same woman at 30. And it was like I'm growing and he was stagnant. And we just grew apart. And when I tell you that was even though it was toxic, the best decision I ever made, and I think he may agree today
yeah.
too, was to walk away from that and love myself and just give myself what I needed. You understand
Yeah.
what I'm saying? We are
Yeah.
so fearful sometimes to step out and do something new because, oh, I was comfortable. I was
Yeah.
used to being with this man, no matter how bad it was, but I was still just used to being there with him. I was used to my kids having a 2-parent household. But guess what?
Right.
That toxicity was bad for the kids.
Yes.
So you got to step out on faith. You have to make a change. It begins with you. Best decision I ever made. I'm free. I'm happy. And my kids are happy. And I just encourage any woman to just, whether it's your job, relationship, anything, step out on that faith, make the change, be the change that you need to be, because you will just keep going forward. You will not look back.
I'm
I
so
just
Okay,
proud
had
to
to share
Fantasia
share.
got
that.
the best song. If you don't want me, then just don't talk
Don't
to me.
talk to me.
Go ahead. Why you
Free
think when that
yourself.
song come
Free
on?
yourself.
So y'all know I do events. At every event, when that song come on, it's a choir of people singing it
And it
because
probably, if you
it's
don't
such good lyrics. It's so
yes,
Yeah.
good. It's so to the point. And
absolutely.
I think as women, sometimes we feel like we have to stay everywhere, not just in relationships with men. Sometimes it's relationships with your friends, sometimes it's relationships at work, and sometimes it's things that you said you wanted to do when you're too ashamed to say that I can't do this, or I don't want to do this anymore because I tried it and I don't like it now. Because people try to make you seem like if you change your mind, you're inconsistent and you're not, you don't stick to anything, or like, and they don't know your journey, they don't know. And I think as soon as we get to the point where we stop caring so much about what other people think, and there are certain people we care and we know we care about them, like I'm sure Zakia, you care about your husband's opinion. So his opinion is a lot higher on a totem pole than Barbara Sue that's your 800th follower on Instagram. Like, you know, I think we have to learn how to put people in a certain area to where that's our counsel. So we know, like, okay, if they're saying that they're not feeling that, then they know me well and they have my best interests at heart. But some of these other people, you know, you can't, like you said, when children know, children can feel when things aren't right.
Yes,
absolutely.
So I feel like even at work nowadays, there's so many work from home jobs that you can do with so many different opportunities. Everybody may not be an entrepreneur. I don't preach that because it's hard. It's not easy, but I think everybody can do it, but I don't think everybody's willing to do it. And that's the thing. Like I tell my son, if everybody's a boss, who's going to work the register? Like that's just be real. Like, because I work for a company and I'm an entrepreneur, and I don't look at myself no different. Like I'm here to do a service, and I'm always hoping that I've used whatever gifts God given me in the extent. And I tell him, you know, when you're done with me, I pray that, you know, it's something that it leaves a mark. I want my children's children to be like, you know, my grandma, you know, my aunt, you know, my great grandma, you know, Lord willing. You know, she left a mark here, and she was something that was a beacon to other women and other Black people.
I don't doubt that that's going to be your story. I don't doubt that that's going to be your legacy. The both of you, I mean, gee whiz, it does take guts to move on from any type of relationship. I'm glad you guys brought that up in your own special way because it means something to my followers. And it goes along with the rhetoric and a lot of what we make important on Chip Chat and Chill. I did speak earlier in this season, I think 2 or 3 episodes further back, about self-love, and leaving those toxic relationships are a form of self-love. Even if you don't realize it in the moment, you're doing something for you to upgrade your peace of mind, your sanity, your ability to move forward and receive change. A lot of us are not going to be as successful entrepreneurs as, you know, this person or that person or the fifth. And the distinct difference between any of them is going to be the amount of discipline you're willing to put into the thing. And relationships, healthy eating habits take discipline. By the way, I did want to just take a segue, because we usually do much and learn. We share whatever, you know, we've eaten or snacked on. What I did want to ask is just really quickly, before we go back into this good conversation, if anybody's on and you're watching and you're enjoying the conversation so far, go ahead and hit the like button and share, and just let us know that you're in the room. I do see a few likes, so thank you for sharing your responses. I decided for the month of March, and failed a couple times, whatever, judge your granny, okay? I was going to give up alcohol, sugar, dairy, and like bread. Yeah, I slipped and fell in the pantry and ate like a cookie or so, and, you know, left the kitchen and went by the wine rack, and I had, like, you know, a little piece of wine, and, you know, tonight
a little piece of wine.
Piece of wine, you know, just a little bit. I did a piece of wine for the peace of mind. Bars. I have tonight, shout out to Charmaine Broom. I love you dearly. If you see this, I am sipping on one of her hot chocolate bombs. You have to hit her up at Charmaine Broom. I'm going to include her handle at the bottom of this caption when we end this live. She makes the most amazing hot chocolate bombs with the most luxurious, exquisite chocolate and everything you could think of. Tonight, I'm sipping on a hot chocolate bomb that's hazelnut. It tastes like Rocher in a cup, literally. Like, this is amazing. I just, instead of whole milk, I use coconut milk. I gave up dairy milk a while ago because it was just terrible for my health. But I heated up some coconut milk, poured it right over, and what was inside was marshmallows and the cocoa and like the nuts from
I thought you
Ferrero.
about to say you put some Baileys in there. I was waiting on the alcohol. You did
She
good.
sent
No
me some
alcohol.
Baileys too. I skipped the Baileys for this one, but she did send me some. So thank you, Charmaine. You make the most amazing treats and desserts. You can hit her up anytime she makes anything. But I had that. Crystal, did you have a wine glass or
I
something?
did. Let me show y'all. I had put the bottles to the side. Sorry, I had to charge my phone. I mean, I figure we keep it real on here.
Yeah.
So, I am drinking. I this was on purpose because I know what we were doing. It's called Black Girl Magic Rosé. So even though I go to all these fancy events and I love wine and I go and I drink Chardonnay and Merlot and all that, y'all, I'm from the South Side. I still like sweet stuff. So I made mine mimosa, but it is a rosé. So Black Girl Magic, if you guys want to support a good brand, try it out.
Yes, we will be packing them as well. Jannine, what you got going on?
Well, I just so happen to have a large bottle which way I turn? Oh yeah, oh yes. We're not playing. We have the Stella. And it's backwards. The Stella Black.
Hey, Stella girl.
Matter of fact, we're gonna go ahead and refill this glass. But we have Stella Black, and as you guys saw, I am partaking in a watermelon and mint hookah, and very delicious. And the two pair nicely. The two pair just quite nicely.
Listen, I'm titillated and excited because I love anything watermelon.
Flavor you said that was good. Is it blueberry?
Yes, this is the blueberry. But I just had a cup of blueberry, which is delicious. And now I'm doing the black, which is also delicious. If you like a sweet wine, and I'm a sweet wine girl, this is one of the top tier sweet wines for an affordable price. Stella, if y'all watching, go ahead and give your girl a check.
Right. Thank you. And shout out to Stella in that black freakum dress. I love that bottle. It is so cute.
Yes. And this was gifted to me. Someone gifted this to me. Ladies. I've never seen a bottle this big. So yes. Cheers.
I love it. Oh my goodness. Yes, I had to do that real quick.
Yes.
So back into this great conversation. I would like to also go over a thought of mine. Since we're talking about, being inspirational and venturing out on our own and exploring what it is to be truly our own person, what is your definition of the new female lead that we're seeing, whether it be leading at home, leading in industry, leading spiritually? What do you think about that?
Anybody specific you want to start with?
No? Anybody. For example.
I'm in between her and I. Girl, we got I can talk all day, honey.
No, after you, Crystal, go ahead.
I would say where we are now is that women are really leading and they're not afraid to lead. I think that in the household, women are not only being domesticated where they're able to cook, clean, and do the normal things that people would see women do, but they're also making money, running businesses, or having management positions, education, really, really stepping up as leaders. And I don't say that to put that as if men are not, but I think women have finally found our way. And I think that we, even though they try to act like we pin each other against each other, if you look at the statistics on Black businesses, men versus women are winning because we are quick to support, we are quick to buy, we are quick to share. Even if they try to put that narrative out there, like it can only be one Black rapper, that's a female, it can only be one big R&B singer. Like that's not the case. And I think that we're now starting to wise up and realize we could team together. Like what you're doing now, this is bringing an audience together, and it's letting people know what we each do and ideally follow us. So you're creating a platform, and I think that's what Black women have been doing lately, creating a platform and just skyrocketing. Like the bring to the table, the silverware, the chair, the centerpiece, and the ham and turkey.
Listen, I know that's right.
100% agree. I 100% agree. basically women now as leaders, we're just showing the future generations that there is no limit to what we can do. I tell my daughter, you are a boss, you can be a boss, so make boss moves.
Yeah.
I do, and some of y'all might get mad at me, but I do want our men to realize that we can be leaders and bosses and still maintain our femininity. So although I'm a leader by all means, I'm still old school. I do want that man to lead me.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just want people to know that, yes, we are leaders. We are bosses. We are killing the game. We are crushing it. We are being independent. But I'm independent while I want my man to be that leader for me too. Now, I might have stepped over the realm of what we're talking about, but I just really think that's important because a lot of people are single because they feel like, oh, she's too aggressive. She's too this, she's too that. That's what we got to do sometimes when we want to be in control.
Let a bill go behind, and that aggressive woman gonna say, how much is it? Because it's the light bill.
That's right.
And we need to make sure we pay it. So you can't, to me, in this day and age, with some of the people that have their thoughts about how women should be, especially if they're male, stop asking for all of this. And then when you get it, complain about it. Because at the same time, strong women make sure things happen. Strong women know where all the birth certificates at, social security cards at, know where your passport at, know what time
know
you
what the kids allergic to.
Know what you're allergic to.
Everything.
Can fill out all the paperwork. Ain't got to ask no questions. Some things, it's like, I feel like they try to take that away from us. Like we're not as equal as a woman that's being at home all day. If anything, I'm just as tired. I'm just as tired because when I come home, sometimes. mommy, it's like I don't clock out. I literally, y'all, this is my time. This time at night right now is my time that I normally chill.
And this is why we love to chat and chill. This is why adult recess is so necessary. And this is why I made this space. Go ahead.
You gotta chill during this time. But I think like you said, if everybody can just let people just be them. Like women don't, we so fire. Like, and I hope this can go by. We so fire, we can do everything. I know we like to say, I'm not every woman. We only say that because, to be certain things we don't want to do. But we are every woman. We entrepreneurs, we're moms, we're teachers, we psychiatrists, we best friends, we sisters. Sometimes we brothers. If you gotta fight somebody, now you gotta sit there and be a brother now.
Right.
So all these different things, like we can wear all these hats. So don't take away from a woman just because she says she's independent. Independent does not mean that you don't need a man. It just means that if something doesn't happen or doesn't shake in this house, it's gonna get taken care of. I'm not gonna be like, oh well, he's the man and the mortgage behind, so let him pay it. Heck no. If I gotta send you the money and then you pay it, that's fine.
Right.
You need to,
baby, what we gotta do. What we gotta do.
Right.
I'm gonna tell y'all the funniest thing that I heard. Like recently, it was a meme or my sister said it or something, but it was like men are saying, "Oh, women don't cook, they don't clean, they don't do this, they just want to work and drink and have brunch and this and that." And then it said, "Well, you want a woman to do all that, but you're not paying them bills like granddaddy used to do." So come on, what you want from me?
But if you think about it. Everything you said sounds like what? The old school man.
Work,
man. Drink, not clean up. The thing about it is too, if you live there too, like at our house, my husband clean up too. Now, it be certain times I'll be like, you know what? I really need to clean up. But our house get junky, don't get nasty because I was raised by a black mama. I could never let my house
come on now.
But at the same time, I'm bringing money in. So I, as a woman, I am glad that my spouse is not that type because I'm the type that people would probably think wouldn't be married if they heard my perspective on certain things. Like I respect him. He is the man of the house. He is everything. But at the same time, I'm glad he don't be on me or like, well, you didn't cook on Wednesday. Well, nigga, I'm tired. I had 3 meetings. I had to drive for an hour. And then on top of it, I gotta wipe all this makeup off my face because sometimes I don't want to lay down with this makeup on. I gotta take a shower. I had to read a book to my kid. I had to play dinosaurs with my 2-year-old. You know how playing with 2-year-olds is. You can play 5 minutes for a daggone hour. Like all these things are going on, but it's the common respect. So I think finding somebody that's equally yoked is where you get that balance and you get somebody that gets you. Like if you're aggressive, you don't need an aggressive man. If you soft, you don't need no soft man.
Need a soft man.
You need opposite to balance you out.
You do.
And when we say good night, as mothers, you all can attest to this. We can say good night. I'm going to bed at 9 o'clock, but we doing laundry. You're reading to the kids. You're doing all of this stuff. So
Clean the
bedtime is really
bathtub out because
midnight.
all of a sudden you looked over there and was like, you know,
Right.
I really need to clean this.
So we say good night at 9, but we don't put our head to that pillow until midnight.
Yep.
And sometimes one. And I'm like, darn, where did the time go? I said I was going to bed.
Right.
Exactly.
I lied. I told a whole lie. Just be up. Yeah, because we never get to turn our brains off. We are so multifaceted, and we do wear so many hats of responsibility that we unfortunately never get to unplug. And I tell my husband, I tell people all the time, yo, I never get to turn my brain off. And when you get to a point where you know, I expressed this on a Zakiya Media House recently, when you know, I think it was a Thursday thought dump. Yeah. You know you are done, kids. Because when you have more than 2, it's like having 9.
Absolutely.
You got to deal with their personalities. You got to make sure one's doing right at school. You got to make sure these 2 ain't arguing about stupid, silly stuff too long. You got to make sure this one put the toilet seat down. You got to make sure this one ain't wearing the same
That's
repeat.
when you send everybody to bed, Zakiya.
5th day in a row.
Send everybody to bed.
She said put them to bed.
No, true story. It goes down
bed.
like that. It honestly went down like that. I think that was like Monday, because I had the day of days. Over the weekend, my 4-year-old decided to bust her head. She had to get stitches. The 4-year-old, that was the 4-year-old. The 3-year-old, she has and the 10-year-old, you know, he just does what he wants to do on a whim, randomly. Literally, he just does whatever the heck he wants to do. So we have to sometimes. So it was the day of days on Monday, and to top that off, my husband unexpectedly, not only did he have to have an extraction, they had to end up breaking his tooth. So imagine having to deal with painkillers and do with this.
Now he got a commission. You ain't even got no backup now. Now you don't have backup for the kids.
I'm the nurse. My family hazes me at times. I love them to death, but they be hazing me. So it's like we never get to turn our brain off. Right. If I may just be totally transparent, I'm trying to kick my 4-year-old out the room right now as we speak. But it's like, you know, you never get to turn your brain off. And it's like, when is, you know, enough is enough. I know in 2022, right. I'm going on somebody girls trip. I'm going on somebody vacation. Me a couple Bahama Mamas and Mai Tais and Tiki, whatever, coquito, mojito, whatever, and turn my brain off for 4 or 5 days. I need 4 or 5 days to not be mommy, to want somebody. But we need that. That should be our normal. And it's taken me until recently to not be so apologetic about it, because I am the type, you have to sit my arse down. I have to do. I feel like I have to do. So when I don't feel like I'm accomplishing, or I'm not, you know, filling up the space that I should be filling, and I'm not meeting a certain commitment, I get really down on myself. I'm my worst critic ever. I get so down. But I have to learn to say no a little more often and say yes to just having that time to regroup and get myself together.
Well, bless you both. I'm just going to toast to myself because my baby is 18. So God bless you both.
Girl, because look, I started over because I have a 16 and 8-year-old and I have a 2-year-old. So as at 37, my patience is actually better than it was. Right. But I also have learned to shut things down early. My husband be like, Crystal, they ain't listening. Send everybody to bed 30 minutes early. I'm like, you know what?
Good idea.
Right. Mm-hmm. You're right. So sometimes you got to tag team them children. But I was going to ask Zakiya, I saw an article recently, and both of you guys really can answer. I saw an article recently, and the blogger said that she took a trip by herself. She said it was the best thing she ever did. She said a lot of people had, you know, was asking her about it and being scared and, you know, just not quite knowing. But I wanted to ask you both, have you taken a trip like by yourself? And if not, would you do it for that break and that reset?
Sign me up. Sign me up. I have not yet. I'm glad you brought that up, because I think I skimmed over that article. If it's the same one I'm thinking of, I didn't get to read it in full. But
is it Santana?
I think so.
She has.
I so would.
She has like 4 or 5 kids.
Yeah.
Yep.
I so would. I've attended concerts by myself and had a great time. I would go to the bar by myself occasionally or two when I was single. I would probably be just, and I'm just like that in new situations at first anyway. Like I said, I always have to just read the room, but I would be probably just intimidated because it's new territory, something I've never done before, or I don't know the people, or I've never been wherever that space may be. But I so would be willing to take the adventure on and explore that space because I'm so for the woman taking up space to just collect, unwind, and not meet the demands of everyone else all the time and meet your own demands first. If you set healthy boundaries, I'm so glad you brought this up because that brings me back to my next segue. If you set healthy boundaries in relationships and professional spaces and you stand firm on those boundaries and you don't let people cross them, it keeps people from having unrealistic expectations of what you can do. I never forget one of my coworkers said, and I've never really done it anyway. Like when I'm at lunch, I'm at lunch. Ask me to do nothing. Don't me. Don't email me. You're not gonna get it for the next 45 minutes.
Right.
My name for the next 45 minutes. But when you do take lunch, go away from your desk. Go away from the building. Your car. Go take your break. Let that be your space, and don't let people, think okay. Because what you can do is give them a false impression of what you can get done within those 8 or 9 hours. If you're at your desk, snacking on your sandwich and typing up numbers.
That's right.
No,
you giving them more hours than they pay for.
Hello,
right.
I'm only giving you the time I agreed to.
That's it.
And I'm only
no
I
more,
lie,
no
and
less.
This might sound bad, y'all, and I don't know because it's the position that I've been in for the last 11 years. I give you what you pay me.
Absolutely.
If you pay me, I remember the job we was at told us they wouldn't get no raises. They wouldn't get no raises out of me. They got what they paid for. Because when you go to the Honda dealership, you don't ask for no Mercedes keychain. You get what you pay for. So that's why a lot of more people I feel like are either trying to expand what they know so that way they can request more money as a woman or doing their own business because we tired and we know our worth. And I think that it's like we are here doing all this extra. Like, I mean, you knew certain people that was doing other people's work and falling over backwards for people. And I just decided, I was like, I'm not that type of person. If y'all gonna give me a raise, you're gonna give me a raise. And how about this? I'm gonna pray about it. And I know who's gonna give me my raise. You're not gonna give it to me. He gonna tell you to give it to me. You're not gonna even know why you're giving it to me. You just gonna know I deserve it. So
that's right.
I think that was perfect. I think that was perfect sentence to bring up.
And employers will use the skills that you have to use you. You're great doing XYZ. So Jannine, I'm going to give this task to you because you handle it so well. But make sure you still do your other work that you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah. Make sure that.
And, it gets to a point where, yes, it's great to be recognized, but recognize me in a way that's beneficial to me. Otherwise, that assignment is now above my pay grade.
Yep.
And, you may be looked upon as being not a team player, but as someone that is in management, definitely know your worth. If I'm going to do X, Y, and Z, I need to get paid this amount of money. If not, because now I'm doing the work of 2 people. If not, I can't do this. I apologize and move it on. I mean, there is nothing wrong with saying no to even an employer. Definitely not.
Absolutely. Because
be nice about it.
You do that, please be nice.
Be nice. You want your job still.
Yes.
Put some sweet on it. Do find some sweet. Find some sweet somewhere underneath the desk.
As you navigate through corporate America, as women especially, you start learning certain people and who to do what for and how to move around and who to say no to and how many times you've done something. So if you've done this several times, then that means that you must be good at it. So now you can ask for a raise. If you talking about, can you sit in for the chili cook-off, sis, you ain't getting a raise for that. That was Beach Zakia. I used to be trying to get on the phone for everything. I used to chili cook-off. Yeah, I could be there. What, you want me to go shopping for the Christmas party? I can do that too.
Anything to get you off of those lines, huh?
Anything. Yes.
They were like, you want to help in the back in the warehouse? Yep.
Sure can.
Sure can. Which
give me my
box
best.
Up some pool passes. I got you. How many you need done?
Wow. And y'all, I know we have moved on, but I want to say this in reference to your trip question. I've gone on solo trips. I definitely love solo trips, even if you do a staycation. And I've even gone to a hotel when me and my ex were together just to get away from the kids, go stay. and the peace of mind that you get.
Man.
And I'm going to be honest, the reason why I even brought this up is because when you actually get that alone time to take yourself on a date, just be one with yourself, it actually makes you a more productive person at work, at home, just in your community. It really does make you a more productive person, whether it's one night, 10 nights, whatever the case may be. I'm going on a trip April the 4th through the 9th to Mexico by myself. Come on.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Enjoy
Yes.
it.
So, and you have to. You got to set boundaries at work. You got to set boundaries everywhere. Know your worth. Get what you're paid. Get what you're worth, and make sure you get nothing less. That's
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Well, ladies, goodness gracious, y'all have dropped some gems. Drop a clue bomb for all the wonderful words, wisdom, and nuggets of empowerment for Women's History Month. We are doing the thing. I love it. I love this space so
Yes.
much. If you are still watching and you're still on this live, please hit the like button. Give us some love. Get the ladies some love. Crystal and Jannine, thank you so much for your refreshing perspective. I appreciate it so much.
Absolutely.
So now when it comes down to, self-love and knowing what our freedom means to us, and, self-love and those things that we have fought so hard to define in our own life, even we have taken up these spaces and we have become so great at so many things, I do know that we are still underpaid in most spaces. So I want to introduce the thought is. So I'm going to give you a thought and you're going to finish it by telling me what your gag is, even though, you know how to say what the devil meant for evil, God meant for good. It's that type of thing. So even though you would say most millennial women are still underpaid, the gag is, Jannine.
The gag is we might know a little bit more than the people that are paying us.
How about that?
That's true.
How about that, Crystal? Your gag. The gag is?
The gag is we're about to quit these jobs and create our own. Like you've
Come
been
on.
seeing.
And when
So we're gonna make sure we get paid.
Hello. I'm gonna get paid. I'm gonna make sure my people get paid what they're supposed to get paid. And we actually have productive lives and be able to give back. That's right. All right. So now before we go, it is the most favorite time for me. This is happy hour, y'all. So we're gonna play a couple games and then we're gonna cut out. So first game I would like to play. I played it just once with Desmond. But since we're live, why not? It's Women's History Month, and I got good women in my space real quick. I'm gonna play Foodie Confessions. This is a new series for Chip, Chat, and Chill. Chip, Chat, and Chill. Not only do we have great conversation and we play games during happy hour, we like to implement the element because we are foodies. Crystal might be small, but she eat. I do. And they call me Little Big Thick because I eat a lot. Little Big Thick at my job too. They gave me that nickname because they didn't know I ate that much. Yeah, I do. I wasn't that salad eating chicken. My husband can attest to that. Our first date, I ate wings, not a salad, and some skins like I eat. So, Foodie Confession series to learn guest personalities, food preferences, and switch up some things and mix it up and make it fun. So, for Foodie Confessions tonight, I'm going to ask a few questions and just get your preference, your likes, your dislikes, to see what you would do in certain situations. That's cool?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, Foodie Confessions. In this part of Foodie Confessions, we're going to experience a little bit of nostalgia. We're going to take you back just to childhood years, teenage years, growing up, and our experiences with food. Okay. Okay. I'm going to give you a few sentences and you're going to finish it. So, first one, you ready?
All right.
Nostalgia. It's not a house party for me unless there's these two things.
Wings and meatballs. No. Wings and alcohol. It gotta be food though. Wings and meatballs.
There's always meatloaf. I mean, meatballs involved, right? It's always meatloaf.
You gotta have meatballs. You got to.
especially at the baby shower. That's that flagship.
Yes.
It's baby shower food. I mean,
Yes.
baby shower food is the universal food usually. It's everything black folk like to eat.
Right.
Man, ain't no sliders up in here.
I'm gonna say meatballs and dip.
Mm-hmm. Some type of dip.
Like a rotel,
Yes.
a good rotel
Or a
dip.
spinach dip.
Yes.
I'll take a
Yes.
spinach dip too.
Yes.
For me, yes. It's not a house party until there's some food, some dip, or somebody always got a Seagram's or a margarita something. Somebody always
Just
got
making
Some
me
type of
happy.
some type of mixed drink. Some type of mixed drink.
my husband all the time. Jamaica me happy. Yep.
Jamaican me happy. Now, see, I thought we had to stick with food because I would have said Jamaican me happy. That's
Either
my favorite.
or. That's included. Okay. Look, listen, let's go deeper. It's not a black function for me unless there's these three things.
Spades. I know it's not food, but spades, ribs, and maybe some macaroni and cheese. I'm just
My favorite side.
No, that's
I'm
it. That's
hungry.
it.
I'm hungry.
I'm
That's
gonna
my
say
favorite side.
some type of chicken. It can be prepared anyway because black folk like our chicken all type of ways. Chips. I don't know why, but it's something about letting people snack on. Like I just be eating chips just because they there. And probably deviled eggs. I don't know why. I feel like when it's a lot of people coming over, they be like, "Girl, we not finna be buying all these sides. Go and take them eggs out."
Right.
So that's my three.
That was a good excuse to get rid of some eggs, right? Some double eggs.
Yes.
You're right. I never thought about that.
Yes.
These three things at a black party for me, an argument of some sort.
Oh yeah, about anything.
Right.
Anything. Tequila. And yeah, it's chicken because there's always some type of chicken involved. We are faithful.
You know what we forgot? The most important thing:
What's that?
dancing.
Yes,
Somebody
yes.
gonna dance. It could
Somebody
be
gonna dance.
it could be 3 people, 2 people, everybody. Somebody gonna bust out in a dance because they can't sit still no longer because
Listen.
music is playing.
It's
And
not
we
a black
gonna electric slide to anything.
Anything. The more
Let me
drinks, the
slide.
longer that black function goes, electric slide is coming out. It's like
Right.
in our
You're gonna
blood.
hear-
We can't help it.
What else you gonna hear? We play it at every black function.
Cha,
Whoa,
cha, cha.
Oh, yeah.
I let go.
It could be like the baby's second birthday party. Whoa, whoa,
Right.
like girl,
Right.
you got that on the playlist. This baby don't
And,
even
and
know
the
this.
Frankie
we play that.
Beverly version. The
And the
Frankie
Frankie Beverly
Beverly
version.
version.
You
Thank
already
you.
know.
No diss to Beyonce.
You
We love
already
her, but
know.
if it ain't
We
for
love
Frankie
you, but
Beverly,
like you
then
gotta play
yes.
Frankie. And you gotta play the whole
original.
thing. You can't try to cut it out and then add B in. You gotta play the whole thing out.
Nope, that's right.
Cause that's where the argument gonna start in. Cause the moment you cut it out, turn Beyonce on, all the uncles and aunties is in the corner. Like that's why we don't let Junebug run the DJ booth because he always playing the young music and we ain't even hear the whole song. So
Sit your millennial ass down. We want to hear that version. We want to hear Frankie.
Right.
Play the Frankie.
That
damn it.
off.
Yes.
They
All
messed
right.
it- look, and they like to say it. She done messed up the original.
They
She
messed up the
didn't.
original.
She did not, but they love to say it.
You know they will. You know they will say it. All right.
Yes.
We were kids. Whenever we ate this, we knew money was tight.
Kicks.
Hot dogs and pork and beans. I'm 44. It was a different
Yes.
stage then.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's when you be like,
Or-
that's why I used to be like, Mama, we ain't got no sugar. Man, they got
Right.
this got no sugar in it. I can't even make my beans taste like
Right.
baked beans.
Right.
I hate
Or
beer.
grilled cheese sandwiches.
That's
Fried
some
bologna
old faithful
sandwich
grilled
with
cheese.
no cheese. Just fried bologna. Just fried bologna on regular bread. You just
Fried
smash
bologna.
it down and try to give it some life. And you cut that
Come
little slit
on.
down the middle to make sure it don't puff up too much.
Come on now.
The camel hump in the fried.
You be like,
Right.
okay, I think it's ready. And it's like, all right. We got
Looking
an
like a
egg in
game
there,
of
no
trouble.
egg. Okay.
Right.
Y'all crazy.
What's yours, Zakia?
It would probably be PB&J or Frankie Beans. It's like, yeah, she
I can
waiting
see
on
that.
it.
Oh, you know, we
It's
forgot
all right, baby.
ramen noodles.
I
Hello.
can't say that. We
If
weren't
I
a
be
ramen
completely
noodle family.
transparent, We will
Girl,
ramen
our
noodles the
family
heck out of our
was a
kids. I
ramen.
am not ashamed. Yes.
Yeah, I don't think they were so popular in Philly back then.
Probably
like,
not.
I didn't have a ramen noodle until I was like in high school.
Really? Girl,
And
down
that was,
here?
yeah.
But you know
And
what?
guess
Let
what?
me say,
That's
when I
when
was
I
a
lived
kid,
in
it
the
wasn't
South.
really that popular. Let me say that. It was more popular when I
Okay.
was a teenager.
Right.
When I was a kid, it was like Beanie Weenies,
Yeah.
Chef
what you
Boyardee.
call it, like you said, a sandwich, Chef Boyardee. But at that time, I thought that was gourmet, so I was like, "Oh, I'm finna get me ravioli." So I'll take the ravioli over the
Remember
daggone
Kids
bologna
Cuisine?
sandwich. Oh my gosh, girl, that's how I knew it was balling. I was like, my mama must got her income tax back.
Kid Cuisine. Go ahead and pop that in the microwave, baby.
With them 6 fries they gave you, like ain't nobody daggone full up, but that brownie made it worth it. I was like, I don't care how this daggone chicken nugget
brownie
tastes. I'm finna eat
cooking
that brownie. With those
When it got,
brownie
when it
cooking
got
up
nice and crusty around the
sticking in
edges.
there. Oh, that was funny.
Dang, y'all are hilarious. So,
the memories.
yes,
Right.
y'all brought it back. School lunch. My friends and I always spent money on this.
I'll say
when it wasn't pizza day.
Ours was cookie or slushy. There was like a little line that you could get like a cookie or a slushy, and I used to be like, tough decision. If I get a slushy today, I won't have 50 cents tomorrow, but I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go for it.
Oh, y'all had bougie options.
Girl, that was high school. Well, in elementary school, it wasn't buy no lunch. It wouldn't buy nothing special. They ain't had nothing special there. It was strawberry milk, but that was for free lunch program too. So I just picked the strawberry. Thought I was doing something.
Yeah, it was slush puppies for me in high school. Middle school too, because we had the machine and they used to go crazy over that cherry ice. Shout out to Coach Clark. Y'all gonna hear him on today's episode of Education. We had slush puppies. And
go ahead, I'm sorry.
You know what? I used to love me some, and I can't stand it now. That's another good question too. What did you love when you was a kid, but you can't stand now? Beef jerky was my joint. I used to go to the corner store. I had beef jerky, Muncho chips, and the Mr. Good bar and a quarter water. Like that was my go-to snack. But I cannot stand no beef jerky today. It's like, why did I eat that stuff? What was I thinking?
You know what's so funny? I don't mind beef jerky now because I still kind of like it sometimes. I don't like Fruitopia. Fruitopia tastes so thick. It tastes like Hawaiian Punch to me right now.
Oh my gosh.
It's so sweet. I just cannot.
I
can't eat half the stuff that we ate. I can barely eat Skittles. I cannot make it through a whole pack of Skittles.
Yeah.
I can eat like 3 Skittles and I'd be like, ugh.
Funny thing for me is this PB&J. Because when I would get home from school, I loved it. I would just make me a PB&J.
And now you won't eat
until it was time for dinner. And now it's like I barely can stand the taste of peanut butter.
Oh, you know what, y'all? Sandwiches, period. If I eat a sandwich, you better know it took me 30 minutes to make. It's a sandwich. Like, I don't make
it's a gourmet sandwich.
It's a gourmet sandwich, girl. I'm Jason's Deli in this house. I be buying like real fresh,
yes.
What you call it, good cheese, my smoked Gouda. My son be like, can I get some of that Havarti? I be like, don't do that. Like, y'all got cheddar in here. But, you know, like.
Y'all better go get them plastic pouches.
Girl.
Okay.
You better peel off
you a single individual single wrap.
Girl, it's okay. He want to be a chef, so I try to teach him about cheeses. But no, I hardly eat sandwiches. I really like, cause my mama every time I was hungry, she'd be like, "Why don't you go get a sandwich? We only got 2 types of meat. It's the same. Put them together,
right? Bologna or ham?
Right. Now I got a ham bologna sandwich. That don't even sound right, Ma. I don't even want this.
All right.
Wow.
Y'all be good with that. Okay. And I'm gonna say, okay, so we're gonna now go ahead and play our second game for the evening. After this, we have one more. That one's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm gonna need a paper towel for that one, so let me get that ready. Jannine, I think you may have played that game, the last game. I'm not sure. I have to look back. But we're gonna play a round or two of Lyrically Correct. Shout out to Jules and Nikki for this awesome game. It is a trivia game for the most popular hits from the 99 and the 2000s that we love so much. So I'm going to give you probably 5 apiece, and you're going to finish the lyrics. So the cards read the lyric and you finish it. So I will give you guys 5 apiece, and I will give you points at the end. You ready?
Okay. We'll see.
Right. You think you know lyrics until somebody asks you.
Right.
Who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Just throw. Okay, good.
I'll just go first.
Look, we just did karaoke for your birthday. You know a little something.
Man, yeah, they got the words on the screen. you don't know what you don't know until they put the words on the screen. Like, oh, I didn't know he
I'm
said
trying
that.
to tell you.
All right, you ready?
Yes.
All right, first question. What does Neo got to change now that he's alone?
Answer machine.
There you go. Next. How many pounds did Big Pun lose? A, 100, B, 25, C, 45, or D, 200?
You said Big Pun? Go through those answers again. I thought you were going to say 0 because he was still big to me, but go ahead.
100, 25, 45, or 200?
I'm going to go with A.
100 pounds. Good job.
I was going to be petty. I was going to say B. But, rest in peace. I ain't going to do him like that. I ain't going to do him like that. So, I ain't going to do him like
All
that.
right. Let's see. Why does John Legend suggest that they take it slow?
Because they just ordinary people?
There you go.
Okay.
That's 2 more.
I was singing it in my head just then.
And it's all about the Benjamins. And it's all about the Benjamins. What was Diddy's 3-course meal?
Spaghetti, fettuccine, and veal.
Hey, there you go. And one more. What was Mary J. Blige searching for?
Real love. That's my girl. That's my auntie girl. She need to come up with a boot line. Mary, if you hear this, you come up with a boot line. I'm gonna buy them.
I know that's right.
I got a $1,000
Good
budget. I got $1,000
Good
budget.
job.
Man.
You got all 5 points. 5 points for you.
Thank you.
I need
That was a
to
fun
say a
game.
disclaimer.
You got to send me the link for that. That was a fun
I
game.
sure will.
Disclaimer before I start. In the 99 and the 2000, when Cash Money was taking over,
Mm-hmm.
she used to partake in a little Mary Jane.
So, remember?
We don't
I'm just being real. So we're going to see what this memory bank holds. Hello, husband.
How's it going?
It's going great.
Who's that got all those questions right?
Crystal, the karaoke queen.
Right.
That's what's up. Y'all got matching hats too.
All right, you want to ask?
I know, right?
Jannine
It's hat day.
All right, Jannine.
You ready, Jannine?
I'm going to try to be ready. Go ahead.
All right. What kind of a superstar was Pras? A
ghetto superstar.
Well, that was answer C, a ghetto superstar.
Ghetto superstar.
Question number
Y'all
2.
didn't have to go through A, B, and C. Go ahead.
Question number 2. Where did Bobby Valentino see her walking?
Down on Melrose.
Hey.
Correct. Question 3. According to TLC, what is a guy that thinks he's fly?
A scrub?
Hey.
Oh, okay.
2 more.
All right. After you change positions for Aaliyah, what does she want you to do?
Stroke it for me.
There you go.
Okay.
Last question.
Oh, you know this one.
What does Johnny Gill want you to put on after your red dress and high heels?
And some of that sweet perfume. It sure smells good on me.
Good job. 5 and 5, ladies. Give yourself a round of applause.
I was a little nervous.
Look, you did that, girl.
Amazing.
Congrats, ladies.
Thank
Thank
you.
you. You too.
All right. And
That was fun.
That was a fun game, definitely.
We had such a good time with that one. You really gonna love this one. This is the closeout one. This is an original for Chip Chat and Chip. It is new name. Who this? Jannine, did you play this game?
I don't think I did.
Okay.
Excuse me.
So, new name. Who this? I am going to give the both of you, or you have actually given yourselves, new names. Usually ahead of time, guests that are going to come on before we get live. So the questions that I sent you ladies this evening, I am going to invert. So the name that Jannine is now going to be Crystal's name for the evening. So the answer that you gave me is Jannine's name for the evening. All right.
Okay.
The gag is, okay, you are going to have to guess your new name with me reading it like this.
Oh, you got them new teeth that everybody get when they get rich.
She done
what's
went to
up.
the
That's the
Dominican
new teeth.
Republic and got her teeth.
He went to the
back.
Dominican Republic, got them $200 teeth. That's the big number ones.
I'm not gonna
They
make
get the
it.
special. They get the special teeth. I said, oh, she got them.
But
I ain't even gonna say it. I don't want
on,
nobody trying to tell me that. Some of them celebrities' teeth look like that right now.
Right now.
Dominican teeth. Dominican Republic teeth.
so dead.
$500 teeth right there.
Come on. All I had to do was pay for the flight.
Right. That's it. That's it.
That's it.
Can't you close your damn mouth no more?
Period.
We got flued
All
out.
right. All right. Got
Okay, let's go.
Let me look
Teeth
at
is
these new
big.
names. Who wants to go first? Who wants to guess their new name first?
Jannine
I'll
going
go for it
first
since
this
she went
time.
first. Yeah, I'll try.
All right. So let's see.
You
Crystal,
laughing
you
a
got a
little too
time.
hard over there.
Crystal, you gonna have a time. Oh,
Oh Lord.
okay. Y'all ready? Jannine.
Yes.
Okay.
New name. Who this? Justice as Yasha Olamar.
I quit.
No, you don't. No, you don't. Justice as Yasha Olamar.
Jannine, maybe break it down. Break it into the syllables.
Okay.
I can't even understand.
Justice.
Okay.
Justice as Yasha Olamar.
I thought I heard Justin's ass. And Beyonce forever. I swear I heard that.
Beyonce. Okay.
Okay.
First name. Justice.
Joseph.
It's like
I
asking the
asked.
teacher to repeat number one, and it'd be like, you repeated it? Oh, okay. I still don't know what you're saying.
Johnson.
Justice.
Justice.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Justice as law.
Uh-oh. You cut out on me.
And you paused up in a crazy way.
And you paused. Yes. You paused and you cut out on it. There you are.
There
Okay.
you go.
Justice as I'm sorry. Justice as Beyonce November.
Justice. S. Beyonce November.
Let me back up. So for everyone watching, the series of questions that I gave Crystal and Jannine ahead of time to make up these new names, they gave me.
Yeah.
So it's your new name is a combination of one of your children's or your father's first name, his birth month, the last thing you have for breakfast, and a woman you highly admire. So
you got almost all of them right.
You did. Justice, eggs, Beyonce, November. Shut up.
Justice, eggs, Beyonce, November.
That was hard.
I kept hearing ASS. I did not hear eggs. I'm sorry. Every time you said it, I'm like,
I heard Joseph too. It did sound like Joseph for a minute. Then she was like, Jerry. She said, oh, it was the bottom lip. Got it. Got to hear it coming from the bottom.
All right. Chris, are you ready?
I think so.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Oh, November.
Sound like you said Obama. Oh, November. So got Obama, maybe.
Oh,
Say it again.
oh, yeah. Oh, November.
Otis. Oakland. Oatmeal. So I got oatmeal.
Oh, yeah. Oh, November.
Oatmeal. No Obama. November.
I swear, as soon as you said that, I said, "Ain't nobody think about you, Otis." In my head,
And I was like, did she say Otis? I said, she probably not have said Otis. I said, but that's somebody's daddy's name. I'm sure somebody's daddy's name Otis. Somebody named Otis that's black. I know
oh
this daddy.
Oh yes. I'm sick.
I'm so through with you.
That was a good one.
That was
Oh
funny.
my God.
You got it quicker than me.
Only because you went
You should-
first. Because then it made me start saying, okay, don't listen for the stupid stuff that's coming through your head right now. Because the stuff that was going through my head made no sense for me to
Said
even
him
repeat.
nowhere near, right?
Oh
I
my
said,
God.
I understand it now. Now that she said something. Because if I had went first, I don't know what I would have thought she was saying.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I had so much fun. Thank you so
This
much
has
for
been
playing
so
Happy
fun.
Hour.
Same here.
Give
Yes.
yourself a round of
Thank
applause. You
you.
did so well. Shout out to
Yes.
Elizabeth
Thank y'all.
for
Thank
getting
y'all.
correct. I hope you guys come back soon. Before we go, we had a great conversation. We've gelled, we've bonded, we shared perspective. We had our munch and learn. We've had happy hour, and I'm
Yes.
so happy. But before we go, check please. Is there anything that you are taking with you this evening that meant the most to you, or that you would like to leave as a tip on the table for those that are watching tonight?
I would just like to say, ladies, love yourself. Love
Hey.
who you are. Embrace who you are.
Hey.
There is no one like you. You are uniquely made. And be the mighty woman that I know you are. Walk in your purpose. Hold your head up high. Stick your chest out. And for lack of better words, walk like you that bitch.
Hello. Hello. I know that's right. Crystal.
Mine would be prepare for change and be ready for anything that comes. Like like Jannine said, walk in your truth, be you, but just know that we change every day, we're ever changing, and that's what makes us beautiful. If a seed stayed in the ground, you would never see a rose. So
yes,
bloom, grow, feed into other women.
Yeah.
Because we are unique and beautifully made, like she said. And thank you, Zakia, for having us. And you guys make sure you follow Zakia's page and follow my page. I'm Queen QUEEN CRISTALO. And all the businesses that I run out, I will shout them out on there because it's a lot.
It's a lot. She be busy, y'all. I think I definitely agree with you. Please feel free to stay free in your space, whatever space you're in, be it, spiritually, mentally. Accept your freedom, walk in it. Don't be apologetic about it. And also, to Crystal's point as well, don't be afraid of who you're becoming when you do change. You get to meet new parts of you each level you become. So don't be afraid of the process. Trust the process. Trust your instincts. Trust your potential, and just enjoy the journey. So that's what I'm going to leave with everybody tonight. I've had the time of my life. Again, you can also go ahead and grab everyone's social media handles. They are here for display right now. Follow Queen Jannine at Seymour Buns. You can follow Crystal at Queen Crystal O. And you can also continue to follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Here on Instagram, we're at Chip Cheddar and Chill. Here on Facebook Live, we're at Chip Cheddar, the and sign Chill. And you can continue to reach out to us on the chat box. I had a letter and I forgot. I'm so sorry we ran out of time. But come back for part 2 of Women's History Month live kickoff next week. We'll have more special guests. You're welcome to tune in. Thank you, Crystal and Jannine, for sharing your stories on our platform and trusting us with your story and your energy and your light. You have brought so much perspective and insight and so much joy to the channel tonight. So I thank you for sharing the space. Thank you for celebrating Women's History Month with me. Continue to share and like and download. Your feedback is always appreciated. Please also remember to leave feedback and reviews on your podcast platforms. We're on Spotify, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Apple, Google. We're everywhere. Each Thursday, I try to release a new episode. And so you'll also get to see this Thursday's audio podcast episode on the YouTube channel early Saturday morning. So go ahead and enjoy and play happy hour with us and have a good time at Lyrically Correct Game, I believe is where you can find Lyrically Correct, the feature game that we played this evening. Had such a ball. If you like this one, they also have some other versions. They have specifically 90s R&B. They have a gospel version. They have an old school version. So whatever your pleasure, you can go ahead and order from their website as well. And as I always say in closing, after we have our good time, stay safe, live well, love yourself. And when you come back, bring some friends right over to Chip Chat and Chill. Everyone have a good evening.